To do cost segregation, if somebody forgot to do it last year, can they amend it? And what are the laws about that?
You can do on a cost segregation study, you can do what's called a catch-up study. So
Gotcha.
somebody who, let's say they bought the property in 2022, just as an example,
Mm-hmm.
and in
Mm-hmm.
2022 they weren't making a lot of money, right? So they really didn't have a reason to do a cost segregation study because
Yes,
you
yes.
don't typically want to wipe out low bracket income, right? So if you're
No,
only making $100,000 a year and let's say that's all 15% tax bracket, right? Well,
right.
you don't really want to wipe out 15% tax bracket income if you know that 5 years later your income is going to be $1 million and you're going to have to
Hmm.
recapture it at 25%, right?
Ah,
Okay. So you
yes.
always got to be cognizant. We're estimating based on the client's best knowledge, right? What their income is going to be. So, like we're talking to you, Vinny, right? We're talking to you about
Yep.
year-round tax planning. And you say
Yep.
to me, Ted, um, next year we're thinking about selling one of our hotels, and then the year
Mm-hmm.
after that, we're gonna sell one of our assisted livings and one of our apartment buildings. We think the gain is going to be, $1 million on this and $500,000 on that or whatever. And my coaching income is this and blah blah blah. We lay out
Yeah.
what your
Yep.
income is going to look like over about a 5 year period, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly if you're in a, if you're having a year where you're in a high bracket, you always want to take you always want to try to use cost segregation depreciation in high bracket years to wipe
Yeah.
out income because you get more benefit taking your
Mm-hmm.
income from 1 million down to 800,000 than you do
Yes.
taking your income from 200 to zero, right? Same
So
two hundred
true.
thousand
So
dollar
true.
deduction, there might be a
Yeah.
10% difference in the rate.
So true. Wow. Wow. No, fantastic. Thank you for giving such great nuggets right there. Is it true that we could go back 5 years to recapture or catch up? Is there a
You can
limitation on that? Huh?
you can go back 5 years. Yeah, you can go back five
Okay.
years,
Up to
right?
five. Up to five or
Up
no
to
longer
five.
than that?
Well,
Up to
think about
five.
this, right?
Mhm.
If you so the whole purpose of the longer you wait, the less benefit you get out of it
Yeah.
because
Ah.
on the 5 year assets, if you wait to year five, you've already
Mhm.
taken ordinary depreciation in the first four
Yes. Yes.
years. There's not a lot of meat left on that bone,
Left on that.
right?
Yeah.